Wow, Bardock has really done it this time. Hey guys, DB Bry here, and today I am continuing with a What If I started a little while back, and this will be the final and conclusion to this series. At long last, here is What If Frieza Spared Bardock, the conclusion. And this has been quite the interesting series. It all started where Frieza was, well, more or less thinking about wiping out planet Vegeta, however decided he didn't want to get rid of his number one elite Saiyan force, especially when it came to conquering planets. So rather than setting Bardock and his team up to be killed by Dodoria on planet Meat, he decided to send them off on a bit of a space vacation, a bit of some well-deserved R&R on one of his Frieza bases, where they would be practically treated like royalty, just to keep them out of the way while Frieza blows up planet Vegeta, and he can more or less keep his Saiyan elites, and, well, for a time it was quite a prosperous relationship, especially when you think of Nappa, Raditz, and Vegeta as well, who also get treated rather with respect. Now, this wasn't because Frieza suddenly had respect for Saiyans. Oh no 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 no! This is Frieza manipulation at his absolute peak. You know, really talking up the egos of the Saiyans and making sure they continue to work for him. Even mentioning how they could reach their full potentials if they continue working for him. You know, really become the stuff of legend. And you know, that kind of stuff intrigues a Saiyan. We will make your fallen race proud. And of course, they were all told that planet Vegeta was destroyed by an asteroid. No one knows that Frieza blew up the planet. None of the Saiyans did. The only Saiyan that knew about that at the time was Gine, the other survivor, along with her little son Kakarot that no one knew, got off the planet. Well, and it was all due to Gine basically just sitting at home with her scouter on, just listening out for any peeks from her husband or son Raditz, who's out on his mission with Vegeta and Nappa at that point of the story. And, well, she hadn't seen Bardock in quite a long time. He was actually scheduled to come back. However, I guess something held him up. In fact, he was on his way on a bit of a space vacation with his men. And, well, she just happened to overhear a couple of Frieza men talking, who had their scouters on, something about, what, Frieza really intends to do this? Wipe out the Saiyan race after all they've done for him? And, well, Gine caught this on her scouter, and, well, decided to rescue her son, and took out a couple of Frieza Force guards who were monitoring the space pods. They weren't very strong. They weren't strong enough to stop Gine. And Gine, as we know, was the weakest Saiyan in history at the time. So because of that, Gine and Kakarot were able to escape world, and were taken in on Earth by Grandpa Gohan, and Gine began hatching plans to avenge the Saiyan race. Gine may have been a battle shy Saiyan. However, she does realize now's not the time for this foolishness. She had to fully embrace her Saiyan lifestyle and instincts, and get her son Kakarot with a mere power level 2 up to speed, and begin making plans to avenge their race. And with help with the Dragon Team, Goku still managed to make friends with the Dragon Team, following through the adventures of the original Dragon Ball. They were able to make friends relatively quickly, and Bulma, getting a hold of Guinea's space pod, was easily able to build a capsule corp ship with a grav chamber and everything. So everyone could get stronger, and they were more or less willing to help Goku and Guinea do this, because it'd only be a matter of time before Frieza had found them. Sooner or later, Raditz would have went to Earth looking for him or something like that. After all, he had heard that they were planning on sending Kakarot away. That whole chestnut. Guinea still would have told Raditz what was going on, just like she does in Dragon Ball Super Broly. It's just, Guinea got in the pod with him. And, well, thanks to all their preparations, the Dragon Team, Goku, Guinea, Grandpa Gohan, pretty much everyone who could fight, really, got into Bulma's spaceship, and they more or less went looking for Bardock and his crew. And they more or less were able to find him. Guinea using her scouter and also learning to sense energy. They actually found them pretty quickly, really, and still using the grav chamber in between. And, well, with that, Guinea was able to find Bardock, and after a little bit of talking and discussion, a bit of debating, especially with Fasha at first, Guinea did manage to convince Bardock and his crew of the truth, and was able to sway them to her side. And especially them actually quite terrified of Guinea's sudden burst of new power that's pretty much, something they haven't really seen the likes of, since the Ginyu Force. So they were more willing to trust and believe Guinea with that. If a battle-shy Saiyan can make herself that powerful, it must be serious. She must be telling the truth. And, well, this is where Bardock actually got to be reunited with his other son, Kakarot, and, of course, meet his grandson, little Gohan, Chi-Chi, and, everybody else. And even Fasha and Krillin have sort of formed a bit of a relationship. Even though Krillin's pretty weak, just his mastery of martial arts was enough to actually get a few over Shugesh and Tora, and this quite impressed Fasha. He's a very similar warrior to her, one who uses his brains rather more than brute force. And, well, after that, Guinea and Kakarot, who stowed away on the ship, decided to look for Prince Vegeta, Raditz, and Nappa and bring him back into the fold. And it was a month of flying around, wandering the galaxy, but eventually they were able to find them too, and also began trying to convince them of the truth when Zarbon and Dodoria had appeared after getting the Captain Powden, who was a Frieza lackey who was in charge of supervising the Saiyans. He was basically the only Frieza Force member who had some sort of respect for the Saiyans. However, when Zarbon and Dodoria blindly attacked him after Powden had told him that Bardock's world, the world that Frieza gave them, was wiped out by an asteroid, they didn't buy that one bit and decided to make Powden talk. And, well, Powden did reveal that the Saiyans were planning to overthrow him. He didn't exactly say it, he just basically said, "You won't be able to stop the Saiyans, they're too powerful now. Frieza's gonna get what he deserved." And more or less, Zarbon and Dodoria took him out and decided to try intercept Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz before they could be turned to Guinea's side as well. And, well, this is where Guinea got some some much-deserved payback on Zarbon and Dodoria. After all, they had been mocking her for years. Of course, most of the other Saiyans were mocking her as well, but, you know, you could sort of deal with it coming from your own race, but dealing with it from, you know, a scumbag like Dodoria and someone like Zarbon who have been sucking off the tit of Frieza for years? Oh, Gine was enjoying pounding them into the dust, and even calling out to Frieza, after all, they still had their scouters on, "Hey Frieza, listen up," destroying them both with a ki blast. And well, when Vegeta, Nappa and Raditz, after seeing that display of power, deciding to join Gine and Kakarot, along with the rest of the Saiyans on their mission to overthrow Frieza, and when they finally return, this is where they get some really bad news from Fasha. Apparently Bardock had taken it upon himself to start liberating planets before they were really ready to do so. And, well, they ended up getting themselves caught by Frieza and the Ginyu Force, with Tora, Shugesh, and Borgos ended up dying, Bardock being captured, and Fasha being left for dead. She was lucky to have survived, and telling Gine of this has really shaken up her, not only shaken up her plans, but she's worried for her husband. You know, everything is now taken a grim turn for the worst. And really, Gine doesn't really know what to do here. Should they just maybe cut their losses, go back to Earth? Maybe try this again some other time when they have regrouped in strength? You know? For all she knows, Bardock is dead, and the thought of Bardock being dead has, Gine's really not sure of what to make of this here. And of course, is Bardock dead? No. He has been beaten and tortured into submission by Frieza, that he's now basically a willing slave. Much like how Raditz was in my What If Frieza Conquered Kanasa series. However, he's not as bad as what Raditz got. Like, he hasn't been tortured to pure animalistic insanity. He's not far off it, but yeah, he's not that bad. And well, Bardock is more or less a willing slave to Frieza, and Bardock, along with Frieza, are leading a final assault on Gine and her little resistance movement. And, well, Sans and everyone sense this coming, and the final battle for the galaxy is about to decide. Will Gine finally avenge the Saiyan race like she vowed to ever since she escaped Earth, or will Frieza finally get rid of these monkeys once and for all? And well, with that, we're looking at an all-out battle between the Dragon Team and the Frieza Force, including the Ginyu Force, and well, Gine and Kakarot, they're having no problem at all with the Ginyu Force. Goku and Gine are the strongest Saiyans there. So, the Ginyu Force are more or less taken out pretty quickly, and it does seem that the Dragon Team are pretty much winning, because they've got more or less the Frieza Force on the run. They're trying to get back aboard Frieza's ship and get out of there, when suddenly a big explosion pretty much takes out the lot of them, coming from the ship. And to Gine and everyone else's horror, it is a Saiyan stepping out, and not just any Saiyan. It is Bardock. Bardock wearing this Frieza mask. And he's just saying, "You will leave at once. I will show no mercy." And this just brings Gine straight down to her knees. She can't believe what she is seeing. Bardock is battling with his two children, Goku, Kakarot, and Raditz, and he's actually beating them. Remember, I said Frieza did torture him to insanity. That means having to put him into the healing chamber, and Bardock constantly getting a Zenkai boost. So he's pretty overly powerful at the moment. He's stronger than Gine at this point, and he's stronger than Kakarot. Definitely stronger than Raditz, Nappa, and Vegeta. Everyone's just trying to basically gang up on this new, overly powered and mind-controlled Bardock, and they are more or less being defeated quite significantly and easily. And Kakarot and Raditz, they are seriously hurt at this point. Bardock is being absolutely ruthless here, and he doesn't seem to really care. These are his own children he's beating up. He doesn't seem to care, and there's nothing the rest of them can really do. They're all much weaker than what they are. And well, Gine is just imagining that time again when Frieza blew up Planet Vegeta. Remember, she witnessed the explosion. She only just managed to get out of there with Kakarot all those years ago. And to Gine, this is like her reliving that moment again. Frieza, you unbelievable bastard! You've taken everything from me, and you dare take everything from me again? I won't have it! No more! And it is Super Saiyan time for you, Gine. Gine digs really deep and becomes a Super Saiyan. And with that, she charges Bardock head on, and Bardock does not know what to do here. He can't keep up with his wife. He is being knocked around and beaten, and Gine just rips off that ridiculous Frieza mask off him and pretty much lays him out cold. He ain't dead, he's just really more or less knocked out. And well, this is where Frieza joins the fight himself, already powered up in his final form, and we get an epic showdown between Gine and Frieza. And well, it is quite a powerful showdown. Now, Gine is not quite as strong as, say, Goku was in the original story on Planet Namek when he transformed. So it's more or less a pretty even battle between Frieza and Gine. At least until Frieza starts powering up to his 50% in his final form. And this is where Gine begins to have more or less trouble with Frieza. Frieza is suddenly has the upper hand, and Gine is getting hurt and damaged and bleeding, but Gine is quite enjoying the challenge. Her Saiyan instincts, I guess you could say dormant instincts for battling, is really kicking in. It's pretty sickly. She's bleeding and everything. She is hurt, but she's still fighting and giving Frieza everything she's got. Meanwhile, Bardock is sort of woken up, and he's suddenly more or less wondering, what is he doing here? What's going on? Apparently, that really big hit to the head that Gine gave him is just what Bardock needed. And he's looking to see his wife, the legendary Super Saiyan. He's wheeling at her. He is proud. She's standing up to Frieza. However, it's also not looking good for her. He's getting hurt. She's getting hurt and beaten. And damaged. And well, with Frieza just reveling in this. However, more or less, it's still pretty much an even fight. Gine is just drawing more and more power. The fact is, Gine is just keeping on coming and coming back for more, and Frieza is still having difficulty just keeping Gine down. And well, this is where she Frieza spots a reeling Kakarot getting up to his feet, and Frieza just thinking, I've got an idea. I know one way I can take you down. And Frieza, fires a death beam shot aimed directly for Kakarot. Gine, noticing what's going on, she puts herself in front of the beam and takes the full blast. Gine's golden hair suddenly goes black, and she is down. She is literally dropped dead. And well, this is it's hit Kakarot right where he's lived. It's hit Raditz where he lived, and even worse, it has hit Bardock where he lives. And Bardock is pretty like I said, he was pretty overpowered. Now, it had to take Super Saiyan Gine knock some sense to him, and well, now, you know that transformation that happened towards Gine? Well, Frieza, look at your supposed slave over there. Bardock is suddenly beginning to change, a yellow aura beginning to surround him, and now he is a Super Saiyan 2, with an angry roar. Frieza! You will pay for this! And well, you're probably thinking, is Bardock's transformation really going to make a difference here? Is he really going to be that much stronger than Gine was? Well, yes. Thanks to how Bardock was tortured and whatnot, his power level was about the same as what Goku's was in his base form during the events of Planet Namek, when he battled Frieza prior to Goku's original transformation into a Super Saiyan. So Bardock is about on that level, if not a bit higher. So Frieza doesn't have a chance here at 50% power. He does power up to his 100%, but it's not making all that difference. And just like in the original, Frieza is just burning through that energy so quickly that it's not even a challenge to Bardock. And with one angry blast, Frieza is destroyed right there on the spot. And he's, after that, he's just flying off with to his children and Gine. He's trying to resurrect her, but it's no use. She is gone. I can't believe I let this happen. This is my fault. And boys, I'd understand if you don't forgive me for this. But the boys, Raditz and Kakarot, are very understanding. They know he was under Frieza's control then. It wasn't him. And Goku just more or less pipes and goes, I wouldn't worry about Mum too much, Dad. You see, we have these things on Earth called DragonBalls. If we leave now, we'll be able to bring her back within the month. And well, luckily for them, Bulma just happened to have a few dino caps for, preserving people that got killed, just in case they needed it. And she had quite a collection of them. So, with that, Shugesh, Borgos, and Tora's bodies are also gathered, and they do more or less return to Earth. And, well, pretty lickety-split, Goku gathers up the Dragon Balls, and they summon the Eternal Dragon, the Great Shenron. And Goku wishes, can you restore the lives of everyone who was killed by Frieza, except for the bad ones? Referring to the Frieza Force. Because remember, Frieza did kill some of his own men when he ventured out of it. Actually, no, wait, sorry, that was Bardock that did that. So, scratch that. Yeah, he just asked to wish back everyone who was killed by Frieza. And, well, because of that, Tora, Shugesh, and Borgos wake up, along with Gine, the wife of Goku, who's pretty much rendered the hero of the Saiyans. Well, along with Bardock as well, but it was still pretty much all Gine. I mean, Gine had to die to bring that out of Bardock. And, well, with that, the Saiyans are more or less welcome to come to Earth and stay to Earth whenever they want to. You know, and they do quite like the cuisine Earth has to offer in terms of food. And Bulma is quite happy, you know, sheltering them and whatnot. They can come here for space vacations whenever they want. Yeah, most of Bardock's crew more or less want to get out there and explore more of the city planets and start liberating the planets that Frieza had taken over. And Raditz actually decides to join them. Meanwhile, Fasha and Krillin have decided to get married, and, well, Fasha is pregnant with a half Saiyan, half human child. And, well, as for Bardock, he's decided to retire on Earth with the rest of his family, with Gine and Kakarot. Well, the exception of Raditz, I just said where he's going. After all, Raditz does feel like, with everything the Saiyans done, they've got to do that whole thing and liberate planets. Vegeta, on the other hand, he's more concerned of sticking to the Sun family like glue so he can learn how to be a Super Saiyan himself. And, well, Nappa is more or less getting into his gardening. Nappa has decided to retire as well, taking a page from Bardock's book. And Goku and Raditz are more or less hoping that they can learn how to be Super Saiyans too. So, you know, Bardock definitely does enjoy a training session with his boys and is more than happy to let Vegeta train as well. Even though Vegeta could be stubborn at times and try to figure out on his own. And, well, with that, Vegeta does more or less hook up with Bulma like he does in the original. And, well, as for Raditz, he's more or less just enjoying time with Tora, Shugesh, and Borgos. After all, he's pretty much known them since he was a kid. Bardock's crew would eat at the old Saiyan diner at the time, so they're more or less catching up on old times while they liberate planets. And Raditz would visit from time to time, and he, well, more or less found a nice city girl to fall in love with, someone who's actually a former martial artist herself. Raditz sort of saw these guys trying to mug her once. He was going to step in, but she actually managed to beat these two muggers. And who was this person? Well, turned out to be Ranfan. You know Ranfan from Dragon Ball? We only saw her during the tournament arc, and that was it. And, well, Raditz quite took a liking to her, and, well, vice versa. And, well, they are quite the couple. And, yeah, and she actually enjoys going out to space with Raditz when, Raditz has a certain job to do, and, you know, she's well looked after and out of danger and all that while they're liberating planets that are still under control from remnants of the Frieza Force. And, well, as for Gine, she can finally ease back into the life she always wanted. She can go back to just being a loving, well, mother to Kakarot, a grandparent to Gohan, to little Gohan, and, you know, go back to her life as a cook. In fact, she actually has a job being a cook at the Capsule Corporation. Bulma was nice enough to give her a job. So it's definitely really nice for Gine, and well, she's always close by to the rest of her family when they come by and visit and everything like that. And of course, Gine does, fly home after shifts, so it's not like she's missing any time with her family whatsoever. And well, that concludes this story. So I hope you guys enjoyed this series. It definitely was a pretty fun one for me to do. I quite enjoy that. I do like creating Bardock and Gine content especially. Huge Gine and Bardock fan. And yeah, and thank you guys for joining me for this series. It was a lot to do. For now, this is the conclusion. Unless I can think of some other way to have it continue. Until then, this is more or less the conclusion. And thank you guys for joining me for this series. And as always, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be back here with more content either way. And if you think there's anything I've missed, anything you want me to cover, we might be able to squeeze another video out of this. But at least for now, this was the conclusion. This is, I feel, is its natural ending point. So thank you guys for joining me for this series, and thank you guys for the support with all the other what ifs I do on this channel. And I'll be back again next time with more content. Catch you later.